Good afternoon. It's nice to see all of you here today. I know you've been in here for a while reviewing the documents, so I'll say a few words and move on to your questions. Shortly, I'll present my government's first budget and mine as Minister of Finance and Treasury Board. It's an honor, but it is also a very challenging time to be Finance Minister. Our economic and fiscal challenges have been well documented and much discussed. Demographics are a significant problem in Nova Scotia. Outmigration, low immigration levels, and an aging population and low birth rate have placed a great deal of stress on our province economically and socially. Our economic growth remains behind all other provinces, while our population growth has stalled. Growing an economy with a contracting workforce is very difficult, and a declining population will only erode our standard of living and decrease our economic activity. These hard truths have had an impact on the financial situation of our province. Revenues from major sources are coming in lower than expected and are not growing fast enough to keep pace with demands for health care and social services. This is amplified by the costs associated with more than 300 bargaining units negotiating for 55% of all departmental spending. The impact on the bottom line is staggering. The numbers say that what Nova Scotians already know: the status quo isn't working. It's clear to me, as it is to all of you, that we can't continue on in the same way. Ray Ivany and his team have done a tremendous job of outlining why now is the time for change. Budget 2014-15 elaborates on our direction for that change, and it delivers on the promises that we have made. We'll start to clear the way for private sector growth and to build an environment that sets the stage for business to invest, produce, compete, and grow. We'll support our tourism sector and primary industries by encouraging innovation in the forestry, apple, and mink sectors. We'll market our lobster more effectively around the world, and we'll protect agricultural lands. A growing and healthy and well-educated workforce supports economic growth. Without one, it will be difficult to capitalize on opportunities like the trade deal with Europe and other major projects. We will start by making a more aggressive plan to address our population challenges and by supporting post-secondary students more effectively. They have asked for a different kind of help and will stay if they can find a job opportunity. Budget 2014-15 starts the work of helping the private sector create new opportunities for graduates and for apprentices. Class sizes will stay small to help ensure teachers can give each student the attention they need. More focus will be put on math and literacy, support for students with special needs, and shorter wait times for early intervention programs. More doctors and specialists will be hired. Wait times for hip and knee surgeries will be tackled. And more children will have access to dental care, and we'll explore innovative approaches to chronic disease management. We will make investments to support our seniors and keep our families and communities strong. We'll take the efficiency fee off power bills, resulting in savings for all Nova Scotians. I've also made a personal promise to deliver a frank presentation of the state of our fiscal affairs. I place the utmost importance on that promise. This budget is an accurate account of the good and the bad. It reflects the real cost of delivering government programs and services, and it lays the foundation for the hard work that we all have ahead of us. It gives me no pleasure to table a $279 million deficit this year. The hard truth is that we have significant challenges and a steep hill to climb. These realities underline the fact that reducing the HST is simply not affordable at this time. I'm deeply committed to finding new ways of doing the work of government, and I'm equally committed to finding the most cost-effective and efficient ways of doing that. Government has worked over the last 5.5 months to be disciplined in our fiscal planning. Moving ahead, we must take a close look at how and why we do things in government. We must determine if government should be delivering certain programs and services, and if the way we deliver them makes sense. With the support of the Premier and all of my colleagues, I will keep a tight rein on our finances and explore new ideas. We also know that we have to be vigilant and scrutinize all decisions for the impact that they're going to have on the size and the efficiency of government. Some will say that this budget isn't enough change, that it doesn't cut deep enough. To them, I say that we must also invest if we're going to have a sustainable future. We just came out of 4 years of deep cuts in areas like education, and I would ask if most Nova Scotians think we're in a better place today. It's very clear to me that short-term solutions of the past have contributed to a far more difficult path to a prosperous future. The drastic cuts the federal government made recently had a significant and negative impact on our economy in 2012. In fact, the federal public administration and military spending declined by 2.2%, which contributed to the slight recession that we experienced in 2012. I will say this plainly: investments in education and healthcare are investments in our people, and it's the people that are going to build our future. We will not leave those who most need our help behind. Unfairly limiting access to good health care, education, or other social services is not the answer. Instead, we will resist the temptation of a short-term political solution and return the province's finances to a surplus in a well-planned and measured manner. I will also say this: sustainable change is coming. This fiscal year will lay the groundwork for a more aggressive approach to our population and workforce issues, a comprehensive review of all of our taxes, fees, and regulations, a fresh perspective on economic development, transformative changes in the education system, and a clear focus on frontline patient care. We also see some signs of economic improvement on the horizon. While I will continue to exercise caution, our economists do see expansion in the global economy and a degree of improvement here at home. Natural gas production driven by Deep Panuke will help. Major projects are moving ahead. The shipyard upgrades and the maritime link are starting to generate some activity. And the Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreement, which most of us know as the European trade deal, presents good opportunities in the medium term. It is imperative that we position and prepare for them. We will not lose sight of the principles that brought us here. I am motivated by the trust Nova Scotians have placed in me and their willingness to have that honest discussion about our financial situation. And with that, I'd be very pleased to take questions on the 2014-15 budget.